All right. Saturday, what is it? Almost 1 o'clock. Cloudy out. Just had a little shower, but it's like 60% humidity, I think. But little rain, but it disappeared. I've been working stuff all morning. I threw a few videos on there. I'm hoping Craig Timmons is on. I'd like to ask him a few questions if Craigie's here about that Ryobi. Then I had an Echo. I think that posted. I did a few videos, but I'm trying to think. Oh, no, the Echo is still trying to post off my phone, so we'll see what happens with that one. PB200, I had the same one a few months ago. Same thing. The rubber had turned all to goo. So, hey, Twisted, what's up, brother? So all two-stroke stuff today, but all gross, varnished, sitting around forever. Your hands stink for days. You know, I should wear gloves, but you want to get stuff done. I finished up the swap on the Ariens, the two tractors. I'm waiting for the guy to call me so I could go deliver that. I just put the blades on. Cut my neighbor's grass. She enjoys that because she doesn't have to pay for anyone to cut it. So I figured I'd just take a break. I just had a sandwich. I figured I'd come out here, and if Craig Timmons or anyone else is on it, knows anything about these Ryobis, it's a cheap chainsaw, 3714, so it's 37cc 14-inch bar. When I took the plug out, the guy gave it to me, and it looked like the clutch had exploded. Like it spun itself out, and it exploded into like 4 pieces. But it was like a brand new saw. He only used it once or twice. It literally looked brand new. Put the clutch and everything back together. I go to pull it. It was almost like it was locked up. I'm like, what the hell's going on? So I did a little investigating. I took the plug out. Let me see how it pulls with the plug out. And it still had, some, and I said, what, the guy straight gas it? Gas looked like it was mixed. The mix you get that's like that reddish mix or whatever. So it looked like it was mixed. So I took the muffler out, no scoring. But it was like it was catching somewhere, So I took all the covers off, and come to find out, the coil was actually hitting the flywheel. And I showed it in a video before. Don't ask me how that happened. The screws were real tight on the coil. So I loosened up that, put a business card, gapped it correctly. I put it all back together, and it doesn't seem like it wants to go. It's like it's misfiring, almost like the flywheel key sheared. I looked in where the flywheel was. Hard to tell if the key's sheared, because if it's far down, you don't know if you actually see the key or you don't. Hey, Jess. So I don't know if the key's sheared and it's just getting spark at the wrong time. But at this point, the plug, it had one of those stupid torch plugs. So I threw that out and put a Bosch in. But it seems like it's, number one, it's firing at the wrong time, which could be the flywheel key. I'll take the flywheel off. But number two, the plug wasn't wet, so it's not getting the fuel. So all the fuel line's brand new. I took the fuel line off, squirted like crazy. So I know fuel's getting to the carburetor, but there may be an internal clog or something in the carb. So maybe that has to come apart too. It's the only reason I hate working on brand new stuff, because you never know what these people did with it. There's a couple of stripped out screws in the starter cover, so the guy had it apart. So anyway, this was a guy who brought over a push mower. I think I discussed it last week, that had 2 extra quarts of oil in it, and I was wondering why it wouldn't start, and when it did start, it smoked. So no reeds. I don't think there's a reed in it. What do you mean, inside the carburetor? The diaphragm? Fuel pump diaphragm? I didn't take the carb apart. Like I said, it's brand new saw. Literally has probably 2 hours on it. It looks like brand new. I don't think he's gone through more than a tank of fuel. So I don't know. Is there reeds in a Ryobi? I didn't take the carburetor off. Is it like an old Kulloch where there's a reed underneath? I don't know. But being so new, it just seemed kind of odd to me. That's the thing. You want to do. You want to help a neighbor out, but when do you say when? When do you, and then what do you charge? So usually I do stuff for free for my neighbors. They'll pay if there's something like I put fuel in it or I put new rubber or whatever in it. They'll pay me for the parts, but labor I usually just float because it's a neighbor. So that way, if I ever need anything, like last winter, there was a big snowstorm. I was running low on fuel. My neighbor comes up to me and says, "Here, I got 5 brand new gallons." And I was like, "Oh, okay." So, be good to your neighbors. They'll be good to you. So always good karma. I believe in karma. So, yeah, Twisted, I see you got a few live streams going on. You and, what is it, Gone Fishing, Go-Karts, all those guys. Just been crazy at work, crazy doing this stuff on the side. It's just crazy. Nice to have some extra money, but it'd be nicer to have time to spend it. I was telling you guys I bought a borescope, a wireless borescope, and I'm trying to. I'll do some work on that. With it, I mean, I'll look inside some engines and show you guys that. I still have that 257 that needs seals. I got to do that. All the saws I have that probably need seals and everything else, the 262, 350, 340, 359, 346 XP. I mean, now I have the Husqvarna Herd, thanks to Dr. Olson. Yeah, it looks that way. Yeah, I like Live. I really do. I mean, I don't have a regular personal computer, Twisted. I just have this Chromebook, and I bought it for doing Live because I don't have 1,000 subscribers yet, so I can't use my phone anymore, which sucked because on a whim, you could just hit Live and with your phone wherever you were, do a nice stream and show people stuff. But now this thing doesn't have a forward-facing camera, so it's kind of tough to use it on a walk-around type thing or portable thing. You know, now I'm on my deck in the backyard, but just because I'm sitting here and watching the screen. If they came out with a smaller Chromebook or one with dual-facing cameras, that would probably be better. I think I did see one. It was like $400. I mean, for $400, I'll get a regular laptop. This thing was $150. It was cheap. So, who else is here? It's showing 3. I see Twisted, Jesse, and me. So maybe that's it. We'll see. But just taking a break. Like I said, it's really cloudy out. We expect some more showers this afternoon. Humid, though. It's probably between 50 and 70% humidity. It's thick. You can feel it. But it's cool. When the breeze blows, it's beautiful. You know, I'm waiting for a customer to call me on the Ryobi. Not Ryobi, the Aaron's tractor that I made 1 out of 2. I just put the brand new blades on it, and man, does it cut nice. My neighbor's got thick zoysia grass, even up here in Connecticut, and it cut it beautiful. So I want my payday. So as soon as he calls me, I'll be running to get that. I'm trying to post echo video I did on a PB200, the fuel grommet with the 3 holes that goes into the tank, literally was jelly. I could take it and go, and I did a little video on that I wanted to show you guys, but it's still uploading. I don't know why. Sometimes it takes a while to load up off my phone. Don't know why. Is it still loading? No. Try this phone. I have so many phones. Regular phones, work phones. Still load. Oh, processing. What does that mean? Processing. 58%. It's been 58% for an hour and a half. I don't know. It's only, what, a 3-minute video? I don't know. You'll see. It'll probably be on later. If I leave the phone alone, it'll probably upload. Who buys a Ryobi chainsaw? A guy that doesn't know anything about power equipment, sees it on sale for $80 at Home Depot or Lowe's. That's who buys them. You know? So, let's see. Yeah, dented cans at the grocery. Yeah, these guys, they're nice people. They're actually from New York City. Moved up here. It's the guy's brother. They do construction in the city. Moved up here to the burbs because it's cheaper to live up here. Just super nice people. It's just that English is the second language, but I don't care. I mean, they've always been nice to me and good to me. So, hey, I'll try and fix something for somebody. But when you get the cheap stuff, sometimes it wears on you because you spend an hour or two, and you're not making any money, which is fine. It's a neighbor, but this is the neighbor's brother. So I'm trying to indirectly, help the neighbor by helping his brother. So, like I said, this is the guy for second time in 2 years or second time in a year brought me a mower with 3 quarts of oil in it. One of those Briggs engines that says never change the oil, just add as needed. Well, I guess the guy figured every time just add. So, anywho. The cordless stuff I love. Yeah. The cordless weed whacker. I had one of those about a year ago. My customer bought one because he didn't want to deal with fuel and oil anymore. And I tell you, I tacked it out. It was 13,000 RPM. The thing ran great. The battery was a little heavy. About a year or two ago, those batteries were a little heavy. But I tell you, it ran great. It was quiet. And it was nice. And the Ryobi, the backpack blower they sell, the 2-stroke blower, love that thing. I put a short block in one because the lady's wife straight gassed it. For $200, that thing kicks. It blows like 400 miles an hour. The thing is crazy. So, and for the price of it, it was it $190 plus tax, like $200? It was cheap. And the short block, $58. How can you beat that? You know? So, but a lot of people like the straight gas. Now they put up huge displays of the premix fuel next to the two-stroke equipment now. And anytime I see people in there looking at it, I tell them, please buy it. Get the premix. You won't have to worry about, just shake it up, keep the can tight, and just use it. It's fantastic. A guy, what else did he bring me? Another guy, the guy who brought me the PB200 Echo brought me a Troy-Bilt, which is MTD, crap backpack blower, like one of these ones you'd give to a 9-year-old to use. It's about this big backpack. You crack open the gas cap, the varnish smell almost overtook me. There was a piece of fuel line about this big, like jelly, just sticking to the side of where you put the fuel in. So I took it out. I was like, brrr. I said, here we go. So I threw some acetone in that. That's it, and let that just dissolve some of that varnish so I could clean it out. It's got a rotary carburetor, the kind with the little tube in the middle. I hate those rotary carburetors. It's got one of those with the secret mixture hole that nobody knows about, and the actual screw on top as well that nobody knows about. So I'll have to get that going. First time I had seen an Echo bushing just turn to real mush. I mean, take your fingers, you can actually pull it out like gum. It was that gooey. And it was because of ethanol, in the fuel. But the varnish smell, I think the varnish, when it turns, it attacks it as well. Because this thing it smells just like a paint can full of varnish. Disgusting. Anyway, guy finally came and picked up. I didn't tell you guys about the story about I took 2 Aaron's tractors and made them into one. Hey, JD, how's it going, buddy? I took 2 Aaron's tractors and I made them into one. One of them was a hydro. It wasn't really a hydro. It was one of those GT transmissions, the variable transmission like you see in a mini bike and a snowmobile. It had one of those, like a CV transmission. And the guy ran over a bunch of bamboo, and it screwed up all the linkages, broke pulleys, all kinds of stuff. But it ran. I had an Aaron's in my boneyard back here for a year that was in a flood that needed an engine. And I said, let me see if I can combine the two. Exact same engine, 17.5 horse Briggs. So I swapped out the engines, took the other engine, put it back. In fact, now I'm waiting for the guy to call me to deliver the one I made. I swapped out the hood. I swapped out the electrical lights and all that stuff. And anyway, so I put it on Facebook Marketplace. I can't believe the responses you get on Facebook Marketplace. I'll put it out on Craigslist. I won't hear anything. Put it on Facebook Marketplace, within 12 minutes, you get like 1,000. There were 882 people that viewed the ad. Unbelievable. Anyway, but here's the problem. First, I said $20. It had good wheels, good tires. I mean, everything was good except the engine. Throw a good engine in it, put some seals on that transmission, you're good. Everybody and their brother emailed me. So I told the first guy, here's my address, come get it. Okay, I'll come in the morning. Boom, never shows up. All right. So he's gone. So I go to another guy. Oh, I can come after work. Okay, what time? Oh, between 7 and 7:30. Okay. Calls me up. Oh, can't make it tonight. Can't come tomorrow. I said, look, first come, first serve. I'm putting it up there. First come, first serve. So, of course, I get another 100 emails or messages in Facebook Messenger. So one guy says, I'll be there in an hour. So I'm sitting outside, never shows up. So I'm like, WTF, dude, what's going on? Oh, I had a problem with that. Well, text me. Tell me you're not coming. So now I'm pissed. I said, you know what? I just want this thing gone. So I did what nobody likes to do. I put it on for free. Free, come get it with the address. Oh, the messages lit up. All right, but nobody came. Everyone's like, I'm here. Is it still there? And half the ads, they responded to in Spanish. So, I mean, I do speak Spanish a little bit, but, it was just like, okay, whatever. Just come get it. Here's the address. 2 days go by, nobody. So the next day, now that I put the ad in Sunday. Thursday, a guy was coming Thursday night. Nice guy from one town over. He said he's coming. I said, no problem. Who's that? Mick? Hey, Mick. What's up, brother? So he's coming from one town over. He's literally 5 miles from my house off of what we call Route 8, okay? He says the hub seized on his trailer, burned up, it's on fire, he's not waiting for a tow truck. So I'm like, this thing does not want to leave my house. So I said, look, other guys want to come. He goes, look, if you sell it or whatever. I said, I'm going to sell it, it's free. So the next day is Friday. I'm at work. my neighbor texts me, okay, and my neighbor never texts me unless my house is on fire. So, what does my shirt say? Was on the 8th day, God created machinists, and he was within a tenth, within 1/10 of a thousandth of an inch, because I do a bunch of machining. I have a machine shop in my basement. My training is in mechanical engineering. I was an engineer for years, things like that. So I enjoy machining. Anyway, so it's starting to drizzle. So if it gets too drizzly on the computer, I got to go in. I'll do it from inside. Anyway, so now I'm saying, let me go in. Hold on one second. Let me grab this computer. I don't want to get it all wet. I see drops. Hold on. I hear the wind kicking up and I see the drops. Hold on. All right. Anyway, so now it's Friday, and my neighbor texts me. And my neighbor never texts me, so I figure the house is on fire. He says, "Oh, some guys are looking at your tractor." And I'm like, "Okay, guys picking up my tractor, great." No, whoever was there stole the rims, tires, and deck. So now he sends me a text of a tractor. Let me see if I have it. I can show you. Sends me a picture of my tractor. It looks like it's up on blocks. So I said, "Oh, great. Now no one's going to want it. And how am I going to get it to the deck or to the dump?" Where's the text? Let me see if I can find it. Let's see. Here we go. All right. He sends me this picture. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, that's what it looked like. Stripped. Took the wheels, took the tires, took the deck. And he goes, "Yeah, they were here to look at your tractor. Look, looks like they took some souvenirs." So anyway, so now I got this thing. I go, "What the hell am I going to do with that?" So I post it. Look, deck's gone, wheels and tires are gone. I still get replies, get tons of replies. "Oh, I still want it. I still want it." So finally, a guy calls me up. He says, "I'm in Hartford, which is a good hour from here, maybe an hour and a half on a good day." He says, "I will be there." And I said, "When?" He says, "Tomorrow morning, I mean today at about 9:30. I said, "Okay." So I go for breakfast with my buddy Rich, like I always tell everybody to do it, because every weekend I go out to breakfast. Get home, I'm working outside on that chainsaw and some other things, and 9:30 he actually shows up with a beautiful truck too. Retired guy, just uses things for parts. Didn't have to pay for it, you know. Is little, what was he say? Disabled to an extent. He's got like club hands or something, but nice guy, super nice guy. I helped him drag it on his trailer. He had a winch and we didn't have to use it. Super nice guy. So I helped him drag it on the trailer, and you know what? See you later. So that's gone. But my buddy Rich told me, he says, the next time you put it anywhere, number one, don't give out your address. Number two, be there when they come, because this way you can say, "Hey, it's all or nothing. I just wanted it gone. I didn't care. I wasn't looking for money. Just take it." Then, of course, after someone took it, I get 6 emails saying, "I'll pay you 30 for the seat. I'll pay you this for that, for the steer." I said, "You know what? Done. I'm done." You know? Yeah, it did, JD. It looked like it got jacked up. You know, that's my neighbor texted me saying, "Hey, it looks like they took a couple things." I didn't want them to take a couple things. Anyway, so that's the story for today. But I said, hopefully the guy who has the Aaron's donor tractor will contact me so I can deliver that, because I'm ready to do that. But anywho, I see Iron Horse has been on a lot of stuff from Buck and Stock, and a lot of builds he's doing. I see getting a lot of things from Iron Stock, or from Iron Horse, about Buck and Stock and some chainsaws. Cool guy. I guess he's in Western New York. I wonder if he's close to Walt, because I think Walt's Western New York too. It would be interesting if Iron Horse was next to Walt and they could combine and do a video together. Just like when Matty Olson chimes in. Matty, if you ever want to guest, I know you have some guests come up. I'll come up with a song. We'll do a tandem build or something. I got all kinds of stuff that I'll work on with you. You know, if you're ever looking to do another, guest star, I'll show up. Got tons of stuff to work on, that's for sure. Or come down here next time you're at your father's. Either way. What else? Just taking it easy for an hour or two, then I'm going to head back down the shop and see what else is going on. But I was hoping Craig would chime in to talk about that Ryobi. But JD, I don't know if you're familiar with some of this Ryobi stuff. I don't know if you saw my video from this morning, but it's all back together. But now it doesn't seem like it's popping right. Like the timing's off, maybe shared key. and also the plug wasn't wet, so it wasn't getting fuel yet. The fuel's going way, coming out of the inlet, it's squirting in the air, so I know fuel is getting to the car. The primer's working, it's releasing properly, so the system's working. I just don't know, with the timing being off, maybe it's not sucking in. I don't know. So, I mean, usually though, no, the timing's off, just means the spark's not going to occur at the right time. It should still suck fuel into the chamber, or push it up top. It's just that it won't get spark at the right time. But it's not flooding. It's not flooding out. It's not pushing fuel out the muffler. So a little concerning at this point. Yeah, Iron Horse has some real good stuff. What else? Trying to think. Some shows coming up here in Connecticut. All the Connecticut State Fair, the fairs, local fairs are coming up. So the next, probably next month, up until about Halloween time, all the fairs will take place. Garden tractor pulls, big tractor pulls, things like that. So that's always fun. I like to do that. We have a couple good shows up here. The Zagre Farm Show in Colchester is a great show, and the Kent Antique Machinery Association show. They're two good shows. I like Zagre myself because it's a little more spread out, a little more room, a little more friendlier people. Kent is okay. A lot of politics, though. That's the only thing about Kent. I enjoy it. I think Kent's a great show, and I love the people, but just a lot of politics. And when I go to a show, I don't want to be involved in politics. I want to have a good time. So, all right. What else, guys? Anything else? Who else is here? 5 people. I see 3 or 4. We got Mick and JD and Jesse and Nikki and Twisted. I wish Mr. Timmons was here. We like to talk about cheap saws. But he commented this morning, but he may have been at work. I know sometimes Craig works on Saturdays. So, anywho. What else? A landscaper came by the other day and wants me to change out an engine in a Grasshopper, a 0-turn. I haven't worked on a Grasshopper, but I'm sure it's a standard engine change, so no big deal. Did a gasket change on a Exmark Hydro that was leaking. The gaskets the O-rings ended up flattening out and turned into like a double D section, and they leak. So standard number 136 O-ring. Wasn't too bad. Oh, I hear helicopters going by. Probably a traffic copter. Or where I work, it's probably one of our units flying by. I'm in a flight path, so all the helicopters we build, they all go above my house. When they fly low, the China shakes because I think they're 4,000 horsepower. So interesting. Anyhow, what else is going on? I got a Cub Cadet still in the driveway. I got to look at. It's been sitting for a while. You turn it on. It's got a Kohler let me see. It's a 123, so it's a 12 horse K301 electric start a generator. And you give it a little fuel, it just put. So the only thing I haven't done, I have a new carburetor on it. I just haven't checked the valve clearances yet, so I'll have to do that. The only other thing they see sometimes is if the condenser's on the wrong side of the coil, which is not, that happens, or if the coil's weak or it's a non-resistor coil, that'll do it too. But the coil's not getting hot, so it should be fine. So that's another thing. Leaking intake gasket, put fuel in the cylinder. What engine though, JD? What kind of engine? Intake gasket though. What, like on a 4-cylinder or something? I'm trying to think, what is an intake gasket to get fuel in there? What was it, JD? Something big? Steel trimmer. A leaking intake gasket. Leaking intake. Was it just split or what? The impulse wasn't working? I mean, I've seen it. Oh, okay. Wouldn't pull fuel. Yeah, I've seen it where the gasket shift a little bit, blocks off the impulse port, or the gasket split. Sometimes, how many times do you take those 2 screws to attach the carburetor and the gasket falls a little bit and it blocks the impulse port? Happens all the time. Vacuum leaks or the impulse port doesn't work. Or you have the gasket that has the only one hole for the impulse and you flip it by mistake and put it on backwards. Some of these newer places make the gaskets with 4 holes. So no matter what orientation, the impulse port's going to line up. So, and you got to watch too, because some of them have that impulse port with that directional like groove that goes around, and if you use too soft of a gasket, it'll actually close up that groove and won't give you any impulse. So a lot of ways around those things, but yeah, usually new factory gaskets work. But you know what, I'd love to find a place that sells factory Zema and Walbro gaskets by like 10 pack or something. But I'm not going to pay $3-4 a gasket. That's ridiculous. Most of the time you can reuse them, but on a decent build, I'll definitely put new gaskets in. I don't mind paying 50 cents a dollar for a gasket, but I'm not going to spend $2, $3, $4 a gasket, especially if we're going to buy 10 at a time. It should be 50 cents, But that happened on a steel FS I had, an FS trimmer, where the guy tried to put a brand new Chinese carburetor on it. And when he put the screws in, the gasket fell on one against one. So it blocked the impulse port. He said, I can't start it. When I took the screws out, you can see the indent of the carburetor on the gasket, and the gasket was cocked like 40, 50 degrees. So that happens all the time. So, oh man. Yeah, I was just amazed at the gooiness of the fuel grommet. Let me see. Still loading this Echo. I can't believe this video is still loading. A 3 minute and 19 second video has been loading for 2 hours. It's ridiculous. Ridiculous. Let's see. Iron Horse. I don't know if you guys are familiar. Iron Horse and Bucking did some charity donations to a family called the Graber family, an Amish family up north. I guess they had a massive car accident or something. The father got really hurt. They raised a lot of money for this family. I think Iron Horse just went on another video to explain more of what they're giving to this family. The first check was like $4,000. So thumbs up to everyone who donated to the Graber family up there in Amish land. So it's good. I mean, paying it back, paying it forward. I believe in it, So, anywho. All right, it's coming up on a half hour. If anyone doesn't have anything, I'll sign off. But I was just hoping Craigie would be on here because I know he likes to talk about the cheap stuff that we spend hours on and get frustrated. So, all right, if nobody has anything else, I'm going to chime off. I'm going to go back to fixing stuff. Hopefully that video will chime up. Look at the other ones I uploaded today. And we will catch you guys later on the day. Have a great day. Be safe. We will talk to you later, guys. See ya.